He made himself out to be the Son of God. They recognized that the claims he was making, and it's not just John, by the way. Some people say, see, this is just demonstrating John's doing his own thing, and he doesn't believe the same things as Matthew, Mark, and Luke, and you've got this progression and development over time and all the rest of this stuff. Remember, it's in the Gospel of Mark, allegedly the most primitive, allegedly with the quote-unquote lowest Christology that you have in Mark 14. You have that situation before the high priest when Jesus quotes from Daniel 7 and applies it to himself and says, this Son of Man who has people who worship him in the highest form of worship, that's me. And so the high priest tears his clothes as you've heard the blasphemy. And so it's all through the Gospels. There's no gospel that you can look at honestly that does not present to you the full truth of who Jesus really is. It's there in all of them. But here in John 8:24, for all those on the left, those in the old seminaries that still have the buildings and still have the endowments but don't have anything left to teach, those dead places, they don't believe that Jesus was the God-man. They don't believe these things. And Jesus says, you will die in your sins. Oh, they may repeat the Nicene Creed. What an irony that is, isn't it? Can you think of anything sadder than to be trapped in a dead church that still says the words of life, but no longer believes them? What an amazing thing. How sad that is. Our prayer should be, in any church that we are seeking to serve Christ, may that never be here. May our children and our grandchildren and our great-grandchildren faithfully proclaim the truth here even when we are long gone. Lord, protect your people. But Jesus' words leave absolutely no wiggle room. Unless you believe that I am, you will die in your sins. There is no place for a lesser Jesus. There is no place for a Jesus who is nothing but a purveyor of kind words, useful insights, precious moments, inscriptions. That's not the Jesus who can save. Unless you believe that I am, you will die in your sins. He said this to men who were much closer to him than any one of you in this room is to me right now. He was looking him in the eye. Unless you believe that I am, you will die in your sins.